let's see some example of loops. In my first example, I will take numbers from the user and keep appending it to list until the user does not give a input, and then print the total of all the numbers in the list. So for that, I first write print, enter the numbers. Total is equal to 0. Initially, it will be 0. I declare a variable ls, which is a list, empty list. And next, I'm going to write a while loop. While true, n is equal to input. So n will be whatever input the user gives. I'll check if n is empty string. So if n is equal to empty, so we break out of the loop. Otherwise, we are just going to move on and we are going to append the value of n, obviously typecasted to int, to the ls list. Print the total. We are going to print sum of ls. So this is an inbuilt method sum, which sums up all the values in a list. Now when we run this, I have given the numbers 5, 56, 76, 34, 23, 100 and 77. And next I'll just press enter. I don't want to enter anything after this, so I'll just press enter again. So that will be empty string, and it gave the output as 371. Sum of these numbers is correct, 371. Moving on to next example. Let's say I want to find the future investment sum I will be earning by doing monthly investment for X number of months with a certain interest rate. I want to find what will be the amount that I will get after these X number of months. So first I will write monthly investment, and I'll tell the user first enter your monthly investment. It's an integer. Next I'm going to enter the interest rate. It's float is better for this. Float, enter the interest rate. The number of months until I keep investing. So I'll write enter the number of months. And next I'm going to write future value. This is the output that I want. Initially it will be 0. Now I'll write a for loop for month in range. So I've written months. Month is the variable here, and we already have written what we have taken months from the user. So in the range of those whatever months the user has given, we will iterate this for loop. So first we find future value. Future value is equal to future value plus your monthly investment. In the first iteration, future value will be 0, so it will be directly future value is equal to monthly investment. But as it goes on, future value will keep increasing as per the iteration of months. That time, whatever the value, the previous value of future value is there, that will be added with the monthly investment, and the new value will be obviously the sum of the previous and the monthly investment. The next is monthly interest amount. So we find the monthly interest amount by multiplying future value that we just calculated with the interest rate. So now the final future value will be future value plus your monthly interest amount. Now you can write future value equal to future plus monthly interest amount as future value plus is equal to. So this plus is equal to basically adds the variable to itself and then moves on to the next rest of the expression. And then the future value finally will be round off the value to two decimal places. I could directly just print this rounded value. Instead of saving it to the variable, I'll just directly print. Now I'll run this code. So it asks for my monthly investment. I have written 100 rupees and I enter the interest rate. So I write 0.0045. Then I enter the number of months. So I write 24 months, which is basically 2 years. And then I get the value, the future value, which is 2539.77 rupees. Moving on to the next example. This is an example of nested loops. Nested loops basically means loop within another loop. So it could be either for loop within for loop, while loop within while loop, or it could be a mix match. It could be while within for or for within while, and it could be more complex than that. So that first I'll write total score is equal to 0. In this we are taking the total of all the scores the student has scored in all the subjects. So first we write n is equal to int input into the number of subjects. Then then we put I in the range of n, and then while loop we start with while loop, while true. So this while loop is in case the user puts a wrong score. We'll handle that also ahead. So we first write score is equal to input, enter the test score. So first we write an if statement. If score is greater than 0 and if the score is within the range of 0 to 100 basically, that time it is acceptable code, and that time we write total score is equal to total score plus the score. Otherwise I will write, I forgot the break statement. So if the score is valid, we break and we go to the next iteration. Else we print invalid score, and we let the user again enter the new test score. So then we go out of the loop completely, out of both the loops, and we print the total score. Now we run this code and we enter the number of subjects. So I've written 4. First test case is putting all the valid scores. So I'm putting 90, 70, 80 and 50. So I get the total score 290. Now I run this again, and this time I put some invalid scores just to see how the code works. Now enter the number of subjects. Again I put 4, and we enter the test score. First I put 20, then 56. Now I put 900. It says invalid score. So now again I can write 70, and then I write 50, and then it gives the total score 196. So these are some examples of loops in Python.